What's going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS podcast and live stream recording here for Monday's 6 game main slate. James, so used to seeing these 8 gamers pop up on Monday mornings. 6 games this week. 6 games for a lot of this week's slates. I was doing the schedule earlier today, checking out what we got going on here as we wind down the regular NBA season. As you can see on your board here, already quite a few probable, questionable, and guys ruled out. So Monday morning, Monday afternoon, the playbook could be a little hectic. You got Dylan Clemens on your playbook here today. Man, how was your weekend?
My weekend was all right. Played moderate amounts of NBA just to keep the crown,
Keep the Iron Man streak going?
Keep the Iron Man streak going. I did the math. I have as long as I play every day to the end of the year, I'll safely receive my Iron Man credits, which will be a nice boost.
Is it 1,000 credits? What is it?
12.5.
Oh, okay, the 12.5 is a good number.
12.5K and $25 in DK dollars.
There you go.
Multiple reasons as to why to play every day, and despite powering through all the injury news on a daily basis, and I think this year is a little different than years past because we still have so many teams
competing,
vying for and I think that plays kind of to like why the NBA is, on one hand, the tanking is slightly less because 10 teams are vying for playoff spots, right? Or like there's 10 available playoff spots now with the play-in game, whereas like that hasn't been obviously in years past. So there's still 13 teams eligible for the playoffs in the East. There's still 13 teams eligible for the playoffs in the West. So like, there's still a lot to play for a lot of teams. So we aren't seeing like the full tanks yet. We're still seeing the 18 and 53 Rockets play their guys 40 minutes a night. We're still seeing the Pistons play Rodney Magruder 35 minutes a night. So like still a lot to play for moving forward for the rest of this NBA season.
Yep, I agree with you there. All right, let's look at today's matchups here again. 6 games. We got Pacers, Charlotte, Chicago, Philadelphia, Minnesota, New York, Dallas, Memphis, Golden State, Houston, Sacramento, Utah. If you're feeding us out some of the top game totals of the day, which ones are we targeting?
So the slate high is in Sacramento. Utah opened at 237.5, has been bet up to 240.5 at current moment. Utah getting 5 at home. Something I saw earlier today, Houston is a 10-point dog at home against the Warriors. And like typically we'd think nothing of that. A lot of people just take Warriors and move on. I just find it a little interesting, right? Like Golden State, the documented road struggles this year is like they just can't win on the road.
Right.
7-29 on the road this year.
Yeah, a great tweet at Wob the other day. Klay Thompson, he's like, counting out his rings. Like, sure he wasn't counting out his road wins this season?
I mean,
you didn't get enough love on that. You deserved more. I tell you that.
It did get like, it got like, I don't disagree. But it did get some love. If only Wob saw it, then it would have blown up. But they're not. It's not even like where like they're 7-29 on the road, but they're playing competitive and spreads are being covered. No, they're 8-26 against the spread on the road. So like conversely, Houston 18-17-2 at home against the spread, John. So just interesting there. 10-point spread. It was at 10.5. I tweeted about it this morning. It's down to 10. My pull already moving the line. No, but really, I don't quite understand.
You're an influencer.
I don't quite understand that. Knicks 8.5-point favorites against a Timberwolves team that has listed everyone questionable today. Potentially no Anthony Edwards. 234 in Charlotte, Indiana. That should be a fun game.
They said Edwards was out of the boot, right? I think it was the last.
Out of the boot. Yep.
Yeah.
And the swelling was down.
Yeah. So
like that's obviously worth noting. Memphis 2-point favorites, even though there's no Ja and Jaren Jackson is questionable. 229 in that Memphis-Dallas game. So the slate low, Philly, Chicago, that surprises me 0%, because Philly and Chicago both, slower paced teams. But
DeRozan's been playing out of his mind though lately. So
yes, he has.
It should be a good one. All right, let's get into it. Point guard, both Dallas guards here, questionable. Kyrie dealing with his foot. Obviously, we know Luka dealing with the thigh, though he did get a full practice in recently, so potential that he returns here. Again, they're both going up against Dallas. You got Harden here going up against Chicago. He's at $9,900. Keeps on doing James Harden things. Triple-double last time out, even though he shot 4 for 15 against Charlotte, still 11, and 10. 28, 6, and 12 against Cleveland the game before that, so certainly paying off the 99. We have an under 10K Steph Curry. You pointed out all the reasons about their road struggles here. I mean, $9,800 for Steph against Houston. That, if it's a trap, fine. I'm trapped, but like that feels like a number that's gonna be hard to avoid for some lineups and tournaments today, especially. That's your top four. I mean, De'Aaron Fox is your next healthy guard. He's at 82. We can talk about the AK tier in a bit. So Curry, Harden, and then I guess you assume Irving or Luka play, or one of them plays, but that's your 1A group.
Yeah, man, I think both Dallas guys seemingly are going to play. I believe we saw Luka starting to practice last week. So,
yeah, full practice on Thursday. So
that should be back, and I think if we're getting full practice in, we're probably full capacity. So like, whatever you want to get to Luka, we talked about it ad nauseum. Harden, same thing. Like, he continues to be good. Whether or not it is a trap, like on the Vegas line, John, like that doesn't mean we can't like it for DFS. I would only like this game stack even more, right, especially if Houston can keep it competitive, considering this total is 238. So yeah,
it feels like he's going to be like one of the highest rostered players on the slate at that price point.
Yeah, I mean, that's always contingent on like value and so on and so forth. But
last time he was under $10,000 was November 7th.
That seems, yeah. Why? Like, I get he's been, they got blown out in Memphis.
Went for 68 fantasy points against the Clippers 3 games ago.
Yeah, he's 50 actual. Yeah, I like. It's really hard not to like Steph. 98.
We've been playing Trae Young religiously at 95. I can get to Steph Curry at 98 without a blink of an eye. So
agreed.
So that's what I'm looking at. I think that's probably my top guard just for price and upside in that matchup spot. And then we do go to the 8K range here. De'Aaron Fox against Utah. Kevin Porter Jr. on the opposite side of that spot. Rozier's at 7-9 against the Pacers with no Halliburton. Brunson all the way down to $7,500 for Jalen Brunson here. We were paying almost $9K. Well, we weren't, but he was priced up to almost $9K there for a little bit. So Tyus is there at 7K. So thoughts on that five guards?
Yeah, so like Fox is good, 82. Great matchup. Obviously, slate high total.
Averaging 50 against them in 2 games. So
yeah, and there's some questionable tags in Sacramento. Kevin Porter missed last game, so obviously Kevin Porter, guy who shoots a lot when he's actually on the floor.
Right.
Porter feels priced appropriately. If you want to get there, fine. He's been good. Same thing for Rozier. Feels priced appropriately. Good matchup. Last game kind of an anomaly to get torched by arguably, one of the best teams in the NBA. I mean, it shows that I think they have the best record in the NBA since I forget what the official. I think it's in games that Embiid's played. They have the best record in the NBA.
Yeah.
Okay. We want to get to Rozier
just once
Indiana?
Over the past 3 months has Jalen Brunson been priced under 8K.
Yeah, I mean this is the spot though. Like all those other guys are fine. I think De'Aaron Fox stands out the most of Fox, Porter, Rozier, but there's just no way we're just ignoring Jalen Brunson at 75. There's just no way.
Right.
Minnesota has a lot of guys questionable, and I know Mike Conley is a good defender. They're 5th in pace. Knicks are 27th. Like, this is a massive pace up spot for the Knicks here.
Jalen Brunson returns to their lineup and takes 20 shots. So
yeah, and it's funny because he's kind of been limited, right? Like, Thibodeau's done a good job, like 32 minutes. I mean, 32 minutes, he's going to play 35 minutes here. It's like, there's no doubt if this is a competitive setting, he's playing 35 minutes. So I love Brunson. It's super hard to ignore. Same thing goes for Tyus Jones, though, 7K.
Yep.
There's no job.
7K, yep, no job. Another double-double coming off of a triple-double performance. Got Dallas there. TJ McConnell Is that $6,100? Nembhard also $6,100. If you're picking the Pacers guard, which one are you choosing?
McConnell. I know Nembhard actually has been okay. But like, just look at the peripherals. McConnell on the floor just takes all of that away. Like, because he just is so good distributing the ball, and he's a very good rebounder.
If he would just take more than 4 shots sometimes,
right?
Like, you
right.
know.
Yeah, he is like the backup point guard version of Nikola Jokic. You like that? Is that like a good?
It's a comparison, yes. Is it the right comparison? It's a comparison. So that's
I like McConnell.
That's fine. Any other guards down here for you under the 61? It feels like it dives off quickly. Obviously, if both Dallas guys are out, Jaden Hardy's a steal at 51. But if Kyrie and Luka in, I mean, he played 6 minutes against the Lakers, so we know where he stands in that rotation when guys are back. So we need multiple players out for Jaden Hardy here at 51. DSJ played 32 minutes in back-to-back games, 37, so he's back kind of getting some good run. Do you pay the $5K for DSJ here?
He's fine.
Okay.
I think there's a couple other guys that I would like take shots on.
Sure.
I would shout out Kobe White. Kobe White, we saw Caruso leave last game. He left in a boot. He's been so injured this year. Like, it's been a disaster season for Alex Caruso. Kobe White looks really good off the bench. 27, 28 minutes the last 3 games. 2 of those 30 fantasy points. I'd definitely get to some Kobe White, because I also think even if this game blows out, like, he's going to be on the floor. NAW, wasn't great last game, and I think that's the reason he saw 19 minutes. Jordan McLaughlin was also great off the bench. 24 minutes. I would get to either one of those guys if Minnesota's down a bunch of guys. Like, they were okay playing Conley McLaughlin or Conley Alexander Walker. But like, Edwards questionable, Noel questionable, Rivers questionable, Gobert questionable, like Naz Reid they are down potentially a lot of guys. So there's a bunch of like dart throw point guards. Beverly in the same light, like, he'll be on the floor for.
It's Beverly coming up 17 actual. So
yeah, wild times. Yeah. I think Kobe White is my favorite of the bunch. I'm just under the assumption that Caruso doesn't play. Like, I just don't. Sure. I don't see a way he. I don't know.
I mean, the scoring potential for White's great. He's just the 4th option on that team. But I agree with you. You're looking for value. He's down here, and he's where was he? He's $3,700, so can't fight it. Shooting guard here. We mentioned Irving and Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards down to $8,900.
$89, huh?
Price coming down on him, but he's coming off of an ankle, so I am worried a little bit about that.
If he was, because they said the swelling was down, like almost gone. Like, would you play him? $8,900, John. That's kind of we kind of popped at 92 the other day. We're like,
but what if I don't know, the ankle worries me, like an easy return ankle, like re-injury. Sure. Again, another guy that hasn't been this low in a bit. At 89 now. So, but you have Levine at 83, Bane at 78.
I know, Bane. I know, that's the thing. Bane.
Clay's still at 71, Oubre at 69, right? Like, there's some really good prices down here.
I agree. I think this whole tier is elite. I think Levine in tournaments is fine. We know the upside. Bane's going to be super chalky under 8K against Dallas. No doubt about it. And that would only get higher if Jaren Jackson sits out. Really hard to ignore Desmond Bane under 8K, like it just is. Really hard to ignore Clay at 71 against. For all that I kind of shit on the Rockets for, let me tell you something. Klay Thompson's averaging 41.5 actual points. Points. He has scored, John, 40 and 42 points against the Rockets this year.
That's wild.
That wasn't like a 50 and a 30. No. He scored 40 twice against them. And they suck. The Warriors suck on the road. That doesn't mean it can't be like competitive and Clay's going to be
right. They can lose games but still score fantasy points. So,
and they can win this game by a couple points, and the point is still remains like the Warriors aren't 10-point favorites on the road against anybody right now. That's just because they are not good on the road. So like, yes, I agree. Where like Edwards, like this next tier is incredibly elite pricing and like matchups to not get Edwards, but it's just the price does stand out on Edwards if he were to play.
Yep, I'm with you there. All right, what's your next tier of guys that you're looking to target into here?
Oubre in tournaments is fine. It's a good matchup. Same for THT, but like, health on their side a little bit.
Clarkson's still out, so
yeah, just why are we playing 30? He's just not playing 30 minutes.
Sure.
It's just
took
the
20
battle.
shots though.
Yeah, everything is great. The shot attempts are there. The peripherals are there. The matchup is there. Like Sacramento is one of the worst defensive teams in the NBA. They play at a fast pace. But it's like where we worry about Trae Young 33, 34 minutes. Like now we're worrying about Talen Horton-Tucker not even getting 30, and nearly 7K. That's my only concern. You could play him in tournaments. Same thing for Jalen Green. End of season Jalen Green, John.
Yep.
Here we go.
40
and 20. Yep, 40 actual yesterday.
40, 38,
actual.
40, 39 minutes. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, he's just on the floor at all times of the game. This is a great game environment, multi-position eligible. I think it's very hard for me not to get to Jalen Green here.
Yeah. Jalen Brunson came back. Josh Hart still played 32 minutes. Last two games for him, really strong performances as well.
Yeah, is Grimes the one? I'm assuming it's Quentin Grimes. Yeah, Quentin Grimes, 20 minutes the last two games. I mean, yeah.
Which is fine. You want Josh Hart playing over Quentin Grimes while you traded for him, so.
Yeah, that was kind of we kind of envisioned that, right? Like, whether Quentin Grimes is a nice player, but like Josh Hart fits this team so perfectly. There's a reason why the Knicks are playing as well as they are. Right?
Mm-hmm.
No coincidence Josh Hart arrives and they take the next.
I'm with you there. Value tier. Matherin and Duarte are both questionable to play today. Agbaji started and played 36 minutes for Utah. 23 fantasy points against Boston. He's 3,800. Any other value guys that I'm missing down here?
I don't think so. We just know, like, I want to play Agbaji. He's just such a zero in anything other than scoring.
Right. Fortunately for him, he's facing one of the worst defensive teams in the NBA.
No, that's true. That is a very valid point.
And you know what? Listen, I agree. Nothing but scoring, but also double-digit shot attempts in like 7 straight games. So
look. I'm not. I'm nitpicking, but like
it's hard to rebound
really
when you get Kessler, Olynyk, and Markkanen on the floor. So and THT for that matter. You're kind of stuck pigeonholed as the corner guy. So all right, small forward then. Speaking of Laurie, $9,100. He is questionable to play today against Sacramento here. But DDR $9,700. We talked a lot lately. Guy has turned a switch last 4 games, averaging 57 fantasy points, 33 actual points scored. Had the 49er against Minnesota a few games back there.
Not coming off the floor.
Not coming. Yeah, this is Chicago Bulls need to make the playoff run.
Currently in the 10th seed. They're currently a game and a half ahead of Indiana and Washington for the 10th and final seed.
Yeah, this is the spot for DeRozan here, 87. Still willing to play under 9K. DeRozan has been our target for him this season. Then after that, again, guys we've talked about: Levine, Thompson, Oubre, Kyle Anderson, our guy, $6,900 for him. Up against Toronto, 12-7-5. Toronto's just a tough matchup for every wing. Plus, they were so shorthanded in that game. I'm not going to hold it against him. He triple-doubled against Chicago the game prior to that. Triple-doubled against Atlanta 2 games prior. So we know where we're at with Kyle Anderson. Are you paying the $6,900 against the Knicks?
Maybe. I mean, if there's no Anthony Edwards, put that captain meme right across our screen. I am the captain now. That's Kyle Anderson. There's no it's Kyle Anderson's team, to be honest. So,
yep.
I think it's contingent on Anthony Edwards. It's a tough spot because the Knicks are pretty stingy defensively and they're slow. But would it surprise me to see an 11, 10, 12 triple double at a Kyle Anderson? No, it wouldn't.
Oh, I like Buddy Hield at $6,600.
Yeah, another guy that I'm just a little, I like the minutes.
He got,
in
they got, I mean, he played
Milwaukee,
30 in a
got
blowout.
torched. Okay, yeah, he played 30 in a blowout. Yep, I agree. As long as everyone's out, I'm in.
Yep. What do we make of Gordon and Hayward's? I guess that was probably a blowout situation too. Lost by 20.
The minutes are kind of meh. I would rather just play your favorite player in the NBA, Jordan Nwora, 54.
I mean, yeah, Nora's going to be starting, of course. Like,
yeah, if guys are out, Jordan Nwora.
We debated whether or not he was going to be in that lineup. I think it was against Detroit, and he started, played 31 minutes.
Yeah, he started. So,
yep. Yeah, 5,400 Nora is great. I mean, Josh Green, KJ Martin, Jalen McDaniels, Dylan Brooks, anybody down here? Harry B, anybody jump out to you?
Yeah, Brooks is fine. Ja's still out, and Brooks is still playing well. Look, again, we could say it ad nauseum. Like, he is the worst. He's the worst. He is the worst. I don't care. Like, there's trolls and I thought
he used to be a better basketball player. I don't know what's happened over the last few years, but
I don't know what's happened. He's just like the worst
human
in the league. Like, it's just horrible it's so cringy, everything he does. But he's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Outside of the Miami game, like 30 or 20 fantasy points in 3 or 4, including like in the blowout against Golden State. There might be no Jaren Jackson. I mean, if there's no Jaren Jackson, Dylan Brooks is going to take like 35 shots.
No Jaren Jackson. So, we're all in on Santi Aldama tonight then.
Yeah, no, for sure. There's going to be a lot that we like, I think, just so much. It's going to be another, like, I stacked Memphis the other day. It might be another like 4 Memphis line because
maybe Roddy starts.
Yeah, I mean, there could be a lot of interesting pieces here. Luke Kennard's been playing a lot. We're at small forward. 23, 32, 20 minutes. Luke Kennard making a lot of shots right now. 4 threes in 3 straight games. Like, that's what they traded him. That's what they went out and got him for, right? So
weird that these teams will trade for these guys and like not really play for them at all, right? So
agreed. I mean, I think sometimes like guys like Luke Kennard who aren't like stars, they need to like find a role for them and like get acclimated to the offense, and we're kind of seeing that. Like, he's now playing good minutes. And he's been productive. So, like, if there's no Jaren Jackson, maybe we see extra run from Kennard, who's 4K, is multi-position eligibility. But I think we didn't mention, and I'm sad that we didn't. That's my fault, too. Malik Monk is 5,500, and I get he only played 23 minutes, but he went nuts the other day. Kevin Huerter listed questionable. And I brought that up because they randomly decided, let's dust off Terrence Davis.
Yeah.
And 10% of the field knew that they were going to do this, John. I was shocked. He was in the winning, like all the winning lineups. Shout out to you guys for just knowing Terrence Davis was going to be the one getting 30 minutes and not Malik Monk, who was 40% owned. I played Malik Monk, who was good, but like Terrence Davis, 30 minutes just went nuclear. Would you, like, if Huerter's ruled out, like, I'm not, like, Harrison Barnes is just so boring, right? Like, at least Monk and Terrence Davis has, like, upside at this point. Like, would you play Terrence Davis 4K if Huerter sat?
Yeah, of course.
They started Kessler.
Only if you know he's in the lineup, right? Like,
right.
I thought you were going to go with Jalen McDaniels because he's been playing really well lately. Tougher spot for him against the Knicks. Jaden McDaniels, rather, not Jalen.
Jaden.
Big minutes, actually scoring, lately. So
he has been playing well.
Yeah. So, yeah, but I'm fine there. I also like Harrison Barnes at 49. We've been talking just about him, guys. The minutes are usually there.
I don't. He's boring.
Doesn't matter if he's boring. He's a good floor. Floor of 20, and if he hits 2 more shots, he's giving you 30. So, I'm fine. Going with that. Let's see. Anybody else down here? They played Kessler Edwards 19 minutes. We talked about Robbie.
Started him.
Yeah.
They started Torian Prince last game.
Yeah, Torian Prince started. Yep. That's it though for me.
Yep, that's it.
All right, power forward then. Randall's $9,200. Wildly inexpensive price for Julius Randle. Does the matchup against Jaden McDaniels bother you at all? Considered one of the best defensive forwards in the NBA.
I think more so Brunson being back worries me. Just not like, I mean, just we just seen what happens. Like Randall's numbers they decline when Brunson's on the floor. I mean, Brunson's a high usage player, so
yeah.
9,200 is a good price. If you want to get there, you can. But you're right, McDaniel's a tough cover. But we also are, again, we talk about this all the time. Like, sometimes I think individual matchups are overstated.
Sure.
I mean, McDaniels, who knows if RJ Barrett comes out and hits 6 shots, like is McDaniels now just going to cover RJ Barrett, you know?
Sure. Let's see here. We talked about DeRozan, Anderson. Jabari is a guy I've liked, but you kind of pointed out when Şengün comes back, what his numbers dumped back down a little bit. So a little bit of a risk there. Jaren Jackson at 81, obviously if he's healthy. We'll play that at home for sure. Draymond, PJ Washington, Olynyk. Again, power forward dumps off quick today.
This tier kind of stinks.
Almost feels like you just maybe plug Triple J or DeRozan at power forward today and move around.
Yeah, I mean, all those guys you mentioned, like Draymond's in a good spot, but there's been no ceiling whatsoever. PJ Washington, I like the price, but he needs to make shots.
He's a big tournament play because there are days where obviously he pops, and then there are days where he uses 23 fantasy points. So,
Olynyk, the same thing. Like he had played 30 minutes last game and gave you 38 fantasy points. Like he is a guy that can fill it up. Kind of looking towards Neesmith. If everyone's out again, Neesmith kind of has been breaking slates, apparently. 33, 38 fantasy points, 25 and 22 actual loss.
So we need Duarte, Mathurin, and Halliburton out to unlock Aaron Neesmith is what we're
we need their whole team to be out to get Neesmith.
Okay, I can get behind it. Former Celtics great, Drafted because he was considered one of the more polished offensive players in the draft. Yes, couldn't do it for Boston, but
that has panned out. That has panned out quite well, offensively.
Yeah. Let's see here. Anybody else down here? Then I mean, Jalen Smith, your boy there, backup plays.
He might not even.
Keegan Murray played 35 minutes, and so if Horder's out, maybe Keegan Murray gets unlocked a bit here too.
Yep. Good luck guessing the Keegan Murray game, but yeah.
We talked about Santi. If there's no Jaren Jackson, Aldama will start most likely.
He'll literally
him or Roddy, probably both.
I would assume Aldama would be chalk because he's been the direct backup to like the forwards and centers and stuff. Yeah. And same thing with Tillman. Like I assume those two would be more popular than Roddy. But if we got Roddy in the starting lineup, he would pop.
Yep, I'm with you there. Not going to play Maxi Kleber, but I got absolutely smoked by Maxi Kleber there against the Lakers when he hit that game-winning three. Not only did he hit the game-winning three, he hit all three free throws prior to that. I had the Lakers on the money line there. Just felt bad. Anthony Davis just makes just one of two free throws after getting
He has
fouled.
Been so bad in clutch time free throws this year. It's crazy.
And then Maxi Kleber, of all people in this world, knocking down a three-pointer with like 1 second to go. So that was distressing. Let's see. PJ Tucker's questionable. If Tucker's out, does that impact like Jalen McDaniels at all? Do we think? 16 minutes. We needed both Tobias and Tucker when Jalen McDaniels was good. So
yeah, I'm gonna probably pass.
All right, let's go to center then. JoJo, Sabonis. Which one do you want to pay up for?
So I said it the other day. And I'm going to say it again, like, as great as Embiid is and as great as he can be, and I know there's 70, I mean, Sabonis is giving us that too. Mm-hmm. So we're getting blocks and steals out of him. We're getting nightly triple-double night. Like, I mean,
if Gobert's out tonight too, much better matchup for him.
Yeah. Well, Gobert doesn't play for Utah, so.
Sure. Forgot all about that.
He's definitely not going to be on the floor.
Gobert's not going to matter. Not even going to matter. Right?
I mean, we're just even on nights where he's not triple doubling. 2020.
He is eating Utah because there is no Gobert this year. 24, 12, and 8 in 2 games. So.
Yep. So I'm okay saving the $1,200 to get this bonus.
Yep, with you there. Gobert is questionable, as we mentioned. You like Naz Reid, also questionable, which means what? Nathan Knight. Luka Garza, something like that, possibly tonight.
Yeah. So one of the combination of one of those guys.
Talking about Triple J, Vucevic, he's got that matchup against Embiid, so a little bit of a tough spot for him. Miles Turner, though, 7,300 against Charlotte. Is he gonna get the minutes? Is he gonna get the playing time? It is the A+ matchup for him.
Yeah, I mean in tournaments, he works in tournaments. It's just what will he play 30 minutes? And if he gets 30 minutes, he has upside.
Averaging 48 fantasy points in 33 minutes in 2 games against Charlotte this season, as we know. Walker Kessler is your center now in Utah, not Rudy Gobert. He draws that spot. Done the double-double for him, 12 and 14, 3 blocks. Over 30 minutes now, pretty consistently for this month, so all good things you like to see out of the Rook. Christian Wood got 34 minutes the other day, and then 28 before that. I mean...
Look at that. Look at that.
What's going on to Christian Wood?
I mean, here's the thing, though. Now we're going to get potentially Luka back, too. Like, yeah, I like Christian Wood, but, like, what's to say he doesn't play 17 minutes?
I don't know. If you're Memphis, or not Dallas, rather, and you're looking at what he does when he's on the floor, why are you taking him off the floor? That doesn't really, doesn't really make any sense. Sengun's only averaging 22 minutes against Golden State in 3 games, so I'm not sure why that is, but he's playing over 30 minutes now, so maybe he gets a bigger leash in this spot here against Golden State.
It was 2 for 10 from the floor the last time they played. 24 minutes. He played, and then the December game, he just played 20 minutes. They lost by 20. And then another December game, he played 23 minutes. I don't know. Maybe it's a matchup thing.
Could be. He's averaging 22 fantasy points in 23 minutes. So it's not like he's been a fantasy point per minute player. He's just not getting the minutes we need. So dart throw for your game stack stay probably on Sengun.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, he's like you said, he's playing 30 minutes a night.
Yeah.
I mean, he fouled out yesterday and still played 30 minutes.
All right, so who's playing center for Charlotte these days? Because Mark Williams is out. Nick Richards played 13 minutes the other day. Are they going small with Washington?
Washington, they played Kai Jones 30 minutes last game. So, it also they blew out. So like, maybe Richards does play the necessary run when the game is competitive. The last time we saw them in a competitive game, he played 32 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he had 4 fouls in 13 minutes too, not helping.
Right,
not helping his case there either. Some tough center matchups too: Cleveland, Philly. So it wasn't exactly his easiest spots there. Tillman at 54, Looney at 54, Richards 51, Mitch Robb down to 4,500. The minutes kind of dropped off for him for whatever reason. He started off the injured list like a bat out of hell, playing a bunch of minutes, giving us double-doubles. Can't find his way onto the floor consistently anymore. Right. I don't know what that's all about.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably him going on his social media accounts talking about how he hates not getting the ball.
Could be. Not smart.
Probably not the best idea. Yeah, I mean, I love Tillman 54 if Jaren Jackson sits. I think that just secures his minutes. We know Looney has upside, but we don't know when Looney's going to ever play. If he sits, I actually don't hate like Kuminga a little bit. We see actually Kuminga played 30 minutes in that Memphis game, 44 fantasy points. Wouldn't hate that. But
yeah, because if Looney's out, they just ship Draymond to the 5, right, and play Kuminga.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could dart throw Kai Jones if you wanted to. I don't know if you want to, but 3,400 multi-position eligible.
And the good news here with the Minnesota team is the Knicks play at 7:30, so we might know the Gobert status there, and the Naz Reid status before that game even kicks off. So, all right, build the lineups today. We like Brunson and we like Curry. Do we just play them both?
Yeah, did we have enough value? I
mean, Brunson's not even expensive, so.
Yeah.
5,500 a player starting off with Curry and Brunson. So if we want to do Curry, Brunson, Sabonis, it's $4,500 a player. So, but we can work our way, continue to work our way down. We did have I feel like we had a 3K guy that we were interested in playing today.
Oh, I mean, Kobe White was definitely like interesting.
Yeah.
We don't have the official status on Caruso, but I can't see him.
Agbaji was 3,800. Aldama was 37, so there was definitely guys down here that we were able to play if we if we wanted to go. So it was Kobe White's, 28, 27, 27, all of that tied to Caruso?
Caruso sat one of those games and left the last game.
Okay. So, again, just 28, 27, and 27 minutes the last 3 for him. So, I'll play Kobe White in at shooting guard just for some value today. Well, that's fine by me. We can make some moves around if we have to. I'm sure one of these guys will sit out. So,
right.
$5,800 a player here. Let's see. Do Nwora at 54?
Do we think Nwora plays minutes that he's been playing if like Indiana is with Mathurin and
Duarte? Maybe in the rotation. Who's their power forward? Neesmith, right?
Yeah.
You know Neesmith. Are you worried about everybody coming back? He's 52.
I'm worried about Indiana all the time because I hate Rick Carlisle. Hate's a strong word. I'm not using hate, but I dislike Rick Carlisle.
Okay. Did you have a center play you liked? Tillman's 54.
Sabonis.
Sabonis. We can try to make it work. 47 a player with Sabonis.
It's Tillman if Jaren Jackson's out. Tillman is a good play, I think, with Jaren Jackson, but definitly better without.
There's so many guys that we're waiting on news.
I know. There's so like I would my thoughts with that. You even said if Gobert sat, Naz Reid would be like the first player in my lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Gobert himself has been awesome when he's getting minutes lately. Awesome lately.
Yep.
Imagine there's no Anthony Edwards. I'm the captain now, literally. Him and Edwards, or him and Anderson and Conley, none of them like to shoot, and they would all have to shoot.
Right.
Center. I don't know. Who's your favorite center of this tier? It's like Aldama.
I want to play Miles Turner. I want to play Miles Turner, so
we could play him. I'm not on the same, but I get it. It's not that I don't understand. Miles Turner could be a very good play here because he definitely could be.
He played 30 minutes in a game they lost by 20. So
yeah, this is me really just
he's fouled out in 2 of the last 4, which hasn't helped his cause either.
This is me just with my Rick Carlisle.
He had 44 fantasy points and 27 minutes against Houston because he fouled out. And then he had 26 fantasy points in 25 minutes against Milwaukee in a game that they lost by 16. And then he had 30 fantasy points in 30 minutes in a game that he had 5 fouls in a game they lost by 21. Yeah, I don't think they're going to get blown out by Charlotte. He's playing the minutes. As long as he doesn't foul out against Charlotte, feels like he's playing 30-plus minutes here.
Remember we saw Charlotte? Remember we never thought that would happen, and then Charlotte blew Milwaukee out that one time? I remember.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm plugging in Miles Turner here. I'll go Tillman in my util too, though, because I think that he's fine. $5,400 a player for small forward, power forward, and forward.
Dylan Brooks.
Yep, Dylan Brooks works. I like that. 56, almost 57 for power forward and forward. Let's see. Kyle Anderson at 69. He goes to 44 forward. Not really much down here. Agbaji, 38.
Olynyk or Keegan Murray.
Yeah. I don't mind Olynyk. He's playing all the minutes. Kelly O here at 57. A $5,600 forward.
$5,600 forward.
This goes right back to Nora, KJ Martin, Neesmith, Kuminga.
It's this whole tier is well, I would play Nora if.
Yeah.
I would play Kuminga if. Mm-hmm. I would play Neesmith if. McDaniels just feels like the only one that is going to play 30 minutes in this tier that we can count on no matter who's in or who's out.
We could go to Şengün at 67 and then play Josh Hart.
I'm not going to ever say no to.
Sure. I'm fine with that. I'm fine going there. Do you like Josh Hart, Draymond, Tobias, Hayward?
Probably Hart or Draymond. Hayward's been pretty bad.
I like the pace for Josh Hart here. So that works. All right. Steph Curry, is our point guard, Kobe White, Dylan Brooks, Kelly Olynyk, Alperen Sengun, Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Xavier Tillman, $200 left over. Of course, as you've seen, there are plenty of guys questionable that will unlock under 4K players, and that will allow us to have a little bit more flexibility into this lineup here as the day moves forward. Dylan Clemens is on your playbook, James, and I will be in the Discord. If you have any questions, good luck. Catch you guys later.